Hi guys, it's Christy from Funky Junk Inspirations, and I thought I would give you guys a quick tutorial on how to get our iron-ons on our shirts, just so you know kind of where everything needs to be put. So here's our iron-on. You get it in the mail, and you've got your parchment paper and the four pieces there. First thing you need to do is you need to take your shirt, and you need to go shoulder to shoulder, okay, and fold it in half. Now I lay down this silly little towel just to protect my table or whatnot. Okay, now I kind of get that even. Don't go by the tag. Okay, the tags are put in crooked a lot of times. Go shoulder to shoulder. All right, now what we're doing by folding it in half is then I'm going to take my heat thing and I'm going to put a little crease on my shirt. Okay, a couple little spots, and you'll notice on the pink, because of the heat, it discolors it. That will go away, I promise you. Unless you burn your shirt. Don't burn your shirt. Okay? So now we have a little crease to go down the center of our shirt right here. Okay? Now the first thing that needs to go on is our Indiana. Alright? Now, I went ahead and got the measurements for the placement of it. So what you need to do is, the first thing you need to do is take your parchment paper off the back. Okay? Now take your Indiana and fold it in half by the squared part of the state, like that, okay? Put some creases on there, all right? The creases are not going to hurt it. They'll iron right out, okay? So now you have a crease. My line here, I'm going to put this on here, okay? Our top of our state to the bottom of our shirt needs to be approximately 3.5, okay? So I need to be about, don't get picky about the numbers, close enough, okay? This is a bigger decal, all right? So I'm going to put that on. I'm going to take my parchment paper that I have had with me. Okay, that one's not quite big enough. So I'm just going to take the piece off the big part, just lay it over there. I'm going to take my heat press, put that on there, take my heat press, I'm going to put it on here. I did 320 degrees for 20 seconds. Okay, oops. Hit the button and tell it to go. Now you want to apply pressure. If you're using a regular iron, you also want to apply pressure. Do about medium-high heat, same thing. Now, if the iron-on is bigger than your press, you'll have to do it a couple times. Okay? So I'm going to put that on there. I'm going to pull this off. All right, I can still see the center of my thing, so that's good there. I'll let that cool for a minute. While that's cooling, I'm going to go ahead and grab my bigger piece. I'm going to go down here to the jasper, what stays in jasper, or what happens in jasper stays in jasper. I'm going to fold this in half, and I'm going to line those words up, the top and the bottom. I don't want it like this. Okay, I want it lined up pretty good, right like that. Okay, and again, don't make it a thing. Just do the best that you can, okay? All right? So now I can see those creased marks on there. I'm going to sit this right over here. This is cooled down a little bit. I'm going to very gently start pulling. Don't yank, because if it's not all the way down, you can lay this back down and put it down better. This is trash, all right? So now I'm going to take my piece, and I can still see my line. All right, so I'm going to line that up. Now, here's the fun part, okay? I want where it says what happens in jasper stays in jasper. I want that right under the Indiana, okay? So, here it is, right about there, okay? You can also look at the picture if you want to. If you're afraid that you're off a little bit, get your little tape measure out and kind of measure over and see where you stand. We're about, it's close enough. Nothing has to be exact or perfect. Okay? Don't make it harder than it needs to be. But by doing the creases at the top and the bottom, that will help you get your decal on there straight. Okay? Now, if you can't see those, take this off. Okay, take this again. Don't go over where you just ironed on, all right? But lay it like that. Give yourself another little spot, all right? See? give myself another little spot here so I know my top and my bottom. If you're nervous that you didn't get it or you can't see it, okay, so now I can see it again. All right, so I'm going to take this, and again, you want the Indiana on top of the words. All right, right above it. Okay, put that on there, just shove it down. Let's take our parchment paper, lay it on top of it. Now I've got to do this in a couple stages because my guy isn't big enough to do all of it. So I'm going to do this spot over here. It's not a good idea to move around because you'll squish the glue that's on the other side of the iron-on, because there is glue on there, and that's what irons onto your project. And then it'll smush out to the side and it'll look kind of crazy. Okay, so I'm just going to now go over here, just like that. And like I said, don't make it a big deal because, you know, unless you really put something on there, so put it on there crooked, it's not that big of a deal. Okay, and then we're going to go down here. Okay. Just hold that on there. Just like that. Okay. Now, I didn't wait till it was done buzzing because I'd already done a lot of it. Okay, so I'm going to just wait for a second. Let this cool for just a second. Meanwhile, let's pull our little flowers out. Now, in the picture, it shows the green one up here and the orange one down here. You do you. If you want to put them on a different spot, you put them on a different spot. That's okay. But again, we want to pull slow. It will pull on the material a little bit, but we just really want to make sure it's down, okay? If it's not, push this back down, iron it again. If it gets a little bit wrinkled because of that, try to get it as, you know, try to fix it with your hand as best you can, and then just glue it down again, or, you know, iron it down again, okay? All right, fantastic. Look at that. This is trash, okay? So now I'm going to take this. Now see how my flowers are? They're meant to be the big ones down towards the bottom. Now you can put it a little bit over the Indiana. You cannot put it over the Indiana, however you choose, all right? So I'm just going to put those right there. I'm going to take that piece of parchment paper that I had here, and I'm going to sit that on there, and I'm going to push my timer, and I'm going to push. Okay? Easy peasy. And then we'll do the back for our name on the back here just a second. But basically, it's the exact same way. You're going to want the name and stuff on the back a little higher than you put this on the front, because it is on the back. But you just have to, you know, find your middle and do it again. Okay? So now I'm going to just gently pull that off. Now you got to be gentle, like I said. And if it, you know, let's say you got a phone call or something like that and it just sat on here for a little bit, that's not going to hurt anything for it to be on there a little bit longer. Now what I like to do when I'm completely done is I will take my thing and I will just kind of press and just kind of over it again, just to make sure everything's down and good. Now, when you wash your shirt, you should always wash them wrong side out, okay? If you take it out of the dryer or whatever and a piece of it is up, before you panic and pull on it, try to lay it back down and try to iron it again. A lot of times the glue will reactivate and it'll re-iron it down. So, but there's the front of the shirt. There we go. Don't that look good? Okay, so I'm going to let that cool for just a second, just like that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip this over to do the back. Again, I'm going to fold my shirt in half like this. All right, and I'm going to give myself a crease here. Okay, I don't need a, you know, on there for a long time. Just give yourself a crease. Now be careful because you've already ironed on the other side, okay? So don't push down real hard. You just want some sort of crease. Okay, see my crease there? You can't see it real well, but I can see it. Okay, now this is what I like to do also. So I'll pull my thing up and I'll lay that parchment paper down where my iron-on is. Okay, is it necessary? I don't think so. but that's what I usually do. Now see, I can see my crease right there. Okay, so I'm going to take my name over here. And I'm going to take the back off my name here. All right. And I'm going to take it again and I'm going to fold it in half. Okay, I'm going to go clear out here to the edge of the funky and the inspiration and all that. And I'm just going to put creases on here. This is what helps make you get it put on straight. Okay, now I'm going to put it on the back. Now your stuff on the back tends to be around your armpits, about the middle of where your armpits are. Okay, so I'm going to go about right there for me. Now, if you have long hair, you want to put it down a little bit, put it down a little bit. Whatever you want to do. I will tell you from the bottom of the stitching to the top of my letters is approximately 4 inches. All right, that's where I'm going to put it. Put my parchment paper down like that. And I can't get the whole thing, so I'm going to do half at a time. Just like this. And then we'll have our shirt for the in-person event. So there we go. This has been a lot of fun. I appreciate all of you ordering these shirts and stuff from me and trusting me with this process of getting these done, and also with the patience that you've all had with me getting them out to you, because I was way overwhelmed right there at the beginning because we were getting so many orders so quickly, but we got them. We got them out, we got them done, and I'm pretty excited about it, and I think it's going to be fun to meet everybody and all that kind of good stuff. So there we go. And again, you can save this. You can use it for a paint palette. Save it if you have another iron-on. You know, use it for whatever you want to use it for. Okay, it's just a piece of parchment paper. Now I'm going to pull this off. Now I'm going to tell you, just so you know about iron-ons, if you don't know this already. Some iron-ons, you have to pull this off when it's cold. Some of them, you have to pull it off when it's hot, okay? It does say in the direction. Now, see right there where my S is up a little bit? I'm just going to work that down a little. I'm going to take my parchment paper, okay? Now, look, I'm just going to kind of put that on there and put some pressure and push that down. But some of them are cold where you pull the stuff off. Some of them are hot. So just read the directions on the iron-on they have. If you get an iron-on from somebody and you don't know the directions, you could always ask. But the easiest way to tell is when you start to pull it off and it's hot, it's going to pull the letters off, okay? And you're going to think, oh my gosh. What you need to do is iron it back down again and hold it down. Now look, see, you can't even see where that was plugged up. All right, so here we go. In our front, nothing happened to our front while we were doing that. So there's our shirt, you guys. Thanks.